Are you looking for the best miter saws? In this video we will look at some of the best miter saws on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Bosch 12-inch Axial Glide Miter Saw. Our pick for the best overall miter saw is the Bosch GCM 12 SD 15 amp 12-inch corded dual bevel sliding glide miter saw. It is a compound sliding miter saw that can make bevel cuts from 0 to 47 degrees to the right or left, making it useful for a variety of projects like making custom frames or making a farmhouse bench. There are bevel detents at 0, 33.9, and 45 degrees on both sides, so you can quickly set up your work for the most frequently used angles. This ambidextrous orientation is beneficial because it gives you more flexibility to complete projects and makes the saw more comfortable whether you are left or right-handed. This miter saw comes with a 12-inch, 60-tooth saw blade. The sliding feature creates smooth cuts, even for wide pieces of wood. Compared to a traditional rail setup, this sliding miter saw doesn't take up as much workspace. One feature that makes working with this saw a little easier is the square lock quick release fence, which aligns the material at 90 degrees to the saw's surface. Dust collection is a big issue when it comes to woodworking, and this miter saw comes with a dust chute that leads to a small collection bag. That might be enough of a dust collection solution for someone who only uses the saw occasionally, but professionals or serious DIYers will be happy to see there is a dust adapter elbow included with this product that they can connect to a wet/dry vacuum. However, the vacuum and hose are not included with this miter saw. One thing to consider is that this miter saw doesn't have a laser light cutting guide. If that feature is important to you, you may want to look for another product. Product details: type, compound sliding miter saw, blade diameter, 12 inches, power source, corded, max speed, 3,800 RPM, weight, 65 pounds. At number 2. Genesis Compound Miter Saw. Homeowners who want to periodically do home improvement projects themselves, such as installing baseboard molding, but don't frequently do woodworking projects, will want to take note. This compound miter saw is drastically less expensive than other more professional-grade products on the market, but it still has the basic functions you need for occasional DIY projects. It comes with a 10-inch saw blade and can make precise miter cuts up to 45 degrees to the right or left. For convenience, there are 9 position stops at frequently used angles. This miter saw can also make bevel cuts up to 45 degrees on the left. Note that this budget-friendly miter saw does not rotate to make bevel cuts to the right. One feature that is especially nice for beginners is the laser light that acts as a cutting guide. Additionally, this miter saw only weighs 24 pounds, making it easy to transport if you want to cut boards near your project area. It comes with a clamp to hold down materials, a dust collection bag, extension wings, a blade wrench, and 2 AAA batteries for the laser light. A 2-year warranty from the manufacturer also lends some peace of mind to a new woodworker. One factor to take into consideration is that it only has cutting clearance for materials up to 3 inches high. This means that if you're cutting 2x4s, you can't cut them vertically because the board is too tall. You'd have to lay it down horizontally and make the cut using the bevel cut function. Product details: type, compound miter saw, blade diameter, 10 inches, power source, corded, max speed, 4,600 RPM, weight, 24 pounds. At number 3. Makita LS0815F Slide Compound Miter Saw. A compound miter saw is the best choice if you are going to be frequently cutting various sizes and angles of wood, and the best compound miter saw is the Makita LS0815F Slide Compound Miter Saw. It can cut pieces of wood up to 12 inches wide at 90 degrees, allowing you to tackle larger DIY projects. At just 31 pounds, it's less than half the weight of some of the other miter saws on this list. This lighter weight makes it easier for a beginner or DIYer to use at home, and pros will also appreciate that it's easier to transport to a job site. Despite being smaller, it's still a powerful compound sliding miter saw. It has a maximum speed of 5,000 PRM, the highest speed on our list. It has a lot of flexibility and can cut miter angles from 50 degrees to the left and up to 60 degrees to the right. There are preset miter stops at 15 degrees, 22.5 degrees, 31.6 degrees, 45 degrees, and 50 degrees. You can adjust this miter saw to cut a bevel up to 48 degrees to the left, but only up to 5 degrees to the right. This limited range on the right might inhibit your project depending on what you're working on and your skill level. The preset bevel stops are at 0 and 45 degrees to the left. Another detail to consider is that when cutting at a bevel angle of 45 degrees, the blade can only cut through 8.5 inches of material. If you're frequently working with thicker materials, you may want to keep scrolling for a heavier duty saw, but for the average home improvement project, this saw will fit your needs. There isn't a laser light to help guide cuts, but built-in LED lights illuminate the work area, and the see-through blade guard makes it easy to see where you're cutting. A soft start feature and an ergonomic D-handle with an oversized trigger make it comfortable to use, especially if you're making lots of repetitive cuts. Product details: type, compound sliding miter saw, blade diameter, 12 inches, power source, corded and max speed, 5,000 RPM, weight, 31 pounds. At number 4. DeWalt 12-inch single compound miter saw. It can be overwhelming for a beginner to use a power tool with too many bells and whistles. This compound miter saw is a high-quality power tool, but it has simple settings and features for novice DIYers to learn how to use it with confidence. This miter saw makes cuts from 0 to 48 degrees to the left, and up to 3 degrees to the right. Limiting the miter cutting to just the left side allows a beginner woodworker to create consistent cuts while learning how to adjust angles. There are 14 preset angles to choose from, or you can customize the angle for your project. This saw also makes a bevel cut up to 48 degrees to the left only. The cutting capacity for this compound miter saw is up to 2 by 8 inches on a crosscut and up to 2 by 6 inches when cutting at 45 degrees. It doesn't have a sliding feature, so that limits the thickness of material you can cut with this saw. One nice benefit is that it has a tall fence, so you can cut trim boards up to 5.5 inches vertically. This flexibility is nice for the beginner who is just learning how to measure, cut, and fit miter cut boards to install trim or crown molding. It comes with a 12-inch carbide-tipped blade in this miter saw, which has a maximum speed of 4,000 RPM. Along with the saw, blade, and blade wrench, this product also includes a dust bag and clamp. There is a 3-year limited warranty, 1 year of free service, and a 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Product details: type, compound miter saw, blade diameter, 12 inches, power source, corded and max speed, 4,000 RPM, weight, 42.77 pounds.